We're looking at music industry's favorite singer, Arijit Singh, who decides to retire so young. So we'd like to ask here, is corporate culture really killing creativity in India's music industry? And that's what's leading to such decisions. One of India's most loved voices for more than a decade, an undisputed king of melody and heartbreak for new generations, Arijit Singh has taken a step that has really sent ripples through Bollywood and beyond. Well, he's decided to retire from playback singing. In his heartfelt note shared on Instagram, Arijit Singh thanks his fans for their unwavering support over the years. He's revealed that he would no longer be taking up new assignments as playback singer. And oh, his wonderful voice. I can't imagine how much India is going to be missing it. World over, people adored Arijit Singh for such a unique voice that he has. He's written saying, and I quote, "Hello, Happy New Year to all. I want to thank all of you for giving me so much love all these years as listeners." But quickly went on to say that he has decided to retire from playback singing. He says and clarifies that this decision does not mean the end of my musical journey. Decision is rooted in personal growth and creative freedom rather than exhaustion or controversy. He's explained that he wishes to work on his indie label, or Orion, a truly artist-first label, and focus on learning, exploring music independently without the pressures of commercial playback singing, and reconnect with music on his own terms. So what Arijit Singh is stepping away from by his own admission is the system, it appears. A system where creativity is often dictated by contracts, algorithms, marketing teams, and quarterly targets, not by artists. Arijit has spoken of growing disillusionment with the traditional Bollywood music industry, choosing to stop taking new playback assignments because he wants artistic freedom from forced remakes, from factory-made hits, and creative compromise. Well, he's not alone here. We've heard this before. A.R. Rahman has publicly spoken about toxic corporate pressures in the music industry, saying that film industry have moved away from directors, producers to music labels and non-creative executives. Shankar Mahadevan has said non-creative executives now decide what creativity should really look like. The chatter is that he will also be expanding his career into filmmaking. He's preparing to launch his own production house. He's directing a film called Jungle Adventure, film written by himself and Koel Singh, while others say that he has directed a film with Pankaj Tripathi. So, well, many questions around corporate culture that seems to be killing creativity. Who really controls art today, artists or boards? Are labels turning music into a factory product? Gautam Chintamani, author and writer, joining me. We also have Rajiv Vijayakar, author, journalist and film critique. Thanks very much, all of you. Rajiv Vijayakar, your take on Arijit calling it quits to playback singing. He hasn't really explicitly said it, but we understand very clearly that it seems like power is shifting more to corporates, hardly any power and freedom that artists have anymore, and they seem to be facing more of that rift. And Tharo artists don't want to be a victim to that.
See, I think there are multiple layers to his decision. It's not just this lack of what you call encouragement to creativity, or the overdose of the commercial angle. Many years back, Pritam Da, who's probably the closest to him among the composers, had told me that his main aim was always to be a composer first and also a film director, which was at that time surprising for me also. And he had also told me that when he joined him as a programmer, he had no idea whatsoever that he wanted to sing as well, And his first songs as a singer were for Mitun, and later on even for Vishal Shekhar. So that was a surprise to him, and I think it's a multi-layered decision, and he has calculated things in a way that it suits him. For example, his shows are a total sellout, and he's craze among the young generation, and his shows are fantastic experiences for his fans. So he's taking that one step when he can. He's at the peak, probably such a step may not be very feasible or attainable when if he's if he had been sliding down the ladder of popularity. So I think it's a very sensible decision apart from being extremely creative and liberating for him, I guess.
You know, I just want to complete what he said in his post, that I'm happy to announce that I'm not going to be taking any new assignments as playback vocalist from now on. I'm calling it off. It was a wonderful journey. That's what he says, and then goes on to say that I may be bored of it. Gautam Chintamani, what's boring for an artist who's basically been celebrated for exactly that, his playback singing? He probably will come back to it in a few years when he feels like he wants to. I usually see that happening. People take a hiatus and then return when they feel a little refreshed. So what do you think may be draining him?
Namaskar. I think you said it. I mean, Arijit runs the risk of becoming a very beautiful wallpaper. You know, the music in cinema today has become an afterthought. And this has been happening not just for the last few years, since Arijit's career is about a decade and a half. It's been happening since the 90s and even in the 60s. To say that creative people are no longer in charge of music or decisions regarding film music, that's completely wrong, because creative people were very rarely involved with that kind of decision making. I mean, ever since we've had producers, we've had very powerful music labels always. Gulshan Kumar used to record songs with singers and then change if he felt like at the 11th hour. I think somewhere the quality of film music, the kind of music that Arijit Singh would have grown up on, is no longer there in cinema anymore. That's one of the reasons why people like Sonu Nigam have reduced their output, because you don't get those kind of opportunities anymore. This has been in the making for a very long time, and I think somewhere the credit or the discredit for this scenario that we are in right now, this scenario would probably go to A.R. Rahman, because Rahman created this aura where uh, traditional sound of cinema music changed. And I think after that, you've seen in the last 20 years where songs are packaged like an album. Sometimes you think of a song and you make a film around that. Sometimes the song is just put in the credits. I think somewhere Arijit has a fantastic body of work in the last 15 years. Uh, and The visuals that you're playing on your screen right now, the sellout shows, and even Rahul mentioned this, that the shows the kind of uh, audiences that he's generating these days is not possible for any other artist, or people may not come close. So I think somewhere Arijit has a fantastic body of work that he can fill in a 3 hour performance. He can play his film songs there. He can do his independent singing, the kind of stuff that he would really
Yeah, he
like. And
says,
I
I want
think
to go back
somewhere,
to classical music. I want to make
exactly.
music. I want to I want to make music.
In fact, somewhere he was also mentioning that this is the reason why he gets so bored. That's why he changes
Yeah,
the film songs while playing live.
yeah.
So I think somewhere he can. And a lot of guys used to do this. I mean, a lot of singers would charge very little for film music, because if you have 2 or 3 film hits, एंड यू कैन सेल आउट अ क्राउड, देन आप 2 घंटे का प्रोग्राम कर सकते हैं, 3 बार वो फिल्म वाला गाना गाओ, बट यू गेट द फ्रीडम टू डू एवरीथिंग एल्स. आई थिंक द लास्ट 15 years, the kind of person that Arijit was, he has a fantastic background as a programmer and as a producer. I think somewhere he was waiting to build this repertoire so that he could just do exactly what he wants to do.
Right. Rajiv Vijayakar, what's the way forward, do you think, for artists like this? For
Not
celebrated
many.
artists who find it easy to just take a break. Must have
No,
not been
not
easy,
many.
but yeah, anyway.
Not many will find that easy or
Yeah,
feasible.
yeah.
Like Gautam said, I mean, there are so many angles to this, and there is really no memorable. If you look at even Arijit's repertoire, apart from the popularity, see, nowadays popularity is about initial popularity or fleeting popularity. It is not the kind where you remember a song after 40, 50 years. We'll have to wait for that to evaluate. In all fairness. But it is this kind of song which and he probably realizes, being classically trained, he probably realizes that something is missing. Like I, for example, when if you talk about Arijit's best of best, I would keep a song like Ayat, which Sanjay Bansali composed for Bajirao Mastani, at the very top. Because there he expressed himself in a way which even, legendary singers would find that kind of expression in their singing. So there are very few songs of that level, and I guess he must be feeling that creative shortcoming within him. I have been called to sing just on. Nowadays, songs are not situation based. They are not lyrically strong because they are not situation based. They are generic. You have a club song, a lounge song, and descriptions follow more the Western kind of thing, like with the right up to the Sonu Nigam or Udit Narayan era. We used to talk about devotional bhajans, ghazals, those kind of divisions in song, romantic song, sad song. That doesn't exist because that kind of situational song doesn't exist anymore. And like Gautam said again, probably he's been brought up and nurtured by that kind of music,
Correct.
which is also connected with our classical rags. So maybe he's feeling that shortcoming, and
There
like I
will
said,
be a
this.
need for that very soon. I think we're all getting a little fried with the current genre. If anything, we are bored of the current genre. So we would pray that Arijit reinvents himself and comes back soon. That's all I have time for. Thanks very much, Gautam and
Quite
Rajiv, for joining us.